Yo, it is Wednesday, March 5th. Um the combine happens, the NFL draft, even though I see 5 mock drafts every single day, is not until another month, which is
Way longer.
infuriating.
It's like, isn't it like April 28th?
I don't know. But that's what
April
the
24th.
only thing the biggest news this week was that it was the deadline to do a franchise tag in the NFL yesterday, and only two dudes got franchise tagged anyway. Um, March Madness. It's finally March, college basketball, so we're going to talk about college basketball, which me and Graham have watched combined 3 games.
Reluctant.
What else is there? Oscar and my computer just crashed. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oscars happened. We'll do. Graham went to an NBA game. That's cool. I hope he's gonna get some things off his chest. Let's start with the NFL, dude. I got a text from Graham this weekend. He is all in on Cam Ward because I don't know, the most rumors I've seen recently. I mean, this is gonna change so much from a fucking month and a half till draft time, but that's the only thing that we care about because NFL is king, obviously. Graham's all in on Cam Ward, and he wants the Giants to trade up for Cam Ward, which I don't care about trading up. Like, what are you going to give up? Whatever. But I would, if I were you, I'd rather get whatever falls to me at 3. If it's Cam Ward, if you don't want Shador, that's fine. But then just get Abdul Carter or Travis, and then wait another year. Fucking tank another year. That's what I would do if I were you. Why do you want Cam Ward?
Okay, so again, this might at first it's going to sound like I'm making the Giants aren't actually that far away argument, which I'm not making. But what I'm trying to say is
Whoa, that's a hot. I haven't heard anyone come up
I
with that.
literally
one.
heard it again on the podcast today.
It's the only thing people say.
I think that it's really hard to get a top 3 pick. Like, you can be really bad. You can be one of the worst teams in the league,
This year,
as like the Raiders were, and not get a top 3 pick. So my thought here is that it's really easy to say, oh, just draft Travis Hunter. He's the best player in the draft, and then be bad again, and then draft the best quarterback next year. But, like, we're probably not going to be the worst team in the league next year. Like, there's a lot of teams.
you're only one step away.
I mean,
You
we're
got to get
basically Stafford
Travis
away.
one step away.
So my argument is that maybe Cam Ward isn't perfect. Maybe if normally a number 1 pick has a 50% chance of being a great player, maybe Cam Ward has a 30% chance. But, like, that's still a 30% chance, and that's probably a better chance than – I mean, it's definitely a better chance that we have of any player we could, like, acquire otherwise. Who knows what pick we're – like, let's say we have the 7th pick next year and we want to trade up for Arch. Like, what's the cost of that going to be? That's going to be ridiculous.
Dude,
And
Arch is a
and-
colt. Arch is a colt.
All right, bro. But, like, my thought is just, like, even if Cam Ward's not a perfect prospect, which he's obviously not, I think the whole, like, he would have been the 7th quarterback last year. I think that's, like, a little overblown, whatever. He's clearly the best quarterback.
Okay. So where would you have him? Bo Nix
now-
would be better than him. I don't really like Bo Nix that much.
Like, knowing what we know now,
Well, I mean, that's obviously an impossible question to do it retroactively.
I think if you put Cam Ward in last year's draft class, knowing what we know about Cam Ward now, and knowing what we knew about those guys then, I would say Ward goes ahead of Nix. I think he probably is in the McCarthy appendix tier.
With penis. How old is Cam? How old is Cam?
He's like 22, I think. He might be 23.
It's weird. That doesn't even matter anymore. It's almost as though, yeah, and it flipped. It kind of flipped because think about Jaden. Like, Jaden would have been, if he came out 2 years earlier when he was draft eligible, he literally would have been like 5th round pick, which is unreal. And then, so that gives me hope for what the hell, dude? There is a passenger train outside. Who knew people still wanted those in America? That's actually crazy. Who knew?
But I don't know. I think that having, like, the possibility of getting a franchise quarterback when we haven't really even had that chance for like half a decade now is enticing, regardless of what the percent chance is on Ward. He seems to be like a decent prospect. Like, he's being ranked like in the 15, 16 range in the class. And if there's a quarterback that's the 15th best prospect in the class, like, he should go top 5.
So weak top draft, though. Top of the draft. Everyone says is weak this year.
Yeah, which is true. But, like, and I still like those 2 elite players, but, like, whatever. I just think that it makes a lot of sense. It also just logically, like, Dable needs to save his job. The only way he saves his job is by bringing in a quarterback that can be the franchise quarterback. If he brings in Aaron Rodgers and we go from 3 to 7 wins, he's still getting fired. So the only way he can bring in Cam Ward, we could win 6 games. But if Cam Ward shows promise, let's say he has a similar season to like Drake May, where like Drake May had an okay season, but like we're seeing these good things, like the metrics are pretty good on him. Then
that surely didn't save Buddy's season.
That was a little different though.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be much of a
dude. I think Dable. So I mean, your GM is also a hot seat.
Yeah, but him and Dable are connected, I'd say.
Yeah. So Dable would get hired immediately. Like I think that's a good metric for how good someone is as an NFL coach. Like how Vrabel, obviously off the rip and then it's weird because, and this almost happened with the Ben Johnson too. If you make yourself unavailable in a way, your market price goes up so much higher. Like Vrabel definitely sitting out a year made his market price go way higher, and Ben Johnson even same thing happened. But yeah, Dable is fighting for his life, which makes it feel like they're going to do something, whether it is Aaron Rodgers or trade up and get a Cam Ward. It does seem like they're going to do something.
Yeah, I think if I was running the franchise with unlimited leash, I still think the smart move would be to stick at 3. You take Ward, Carter, or Hunter, whoever falls to you, and you just keep pushing. Like you're going to find the quarterback eventually. Like a guy will fall in your lap, or you'll be able to trade up, or something like that. Like it'll happen. But those guys don't have an unlimited clock like that. Like they have 1 year to find their franchise quarterback, and the best chance of that is Cam Ward. Getting 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers is not going to do anything for us. I think it would make us a better team, but like it doesn't really matter.
Thinking of a New York Giants franchise quarterback, is Daniel Jones. This is definitely what's going to happen. The Colts are going to sign Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson is going to suck the first 5 weeks, and we're going to move Daniel Jones to be our starter. And he's going to win 2 games, and then we're going to be stuck again. And then my life's going to be so sad from weeks 8 till 18, and that's going to suck so much.
Yeah, I feel like the Colts trajectory is interesting because, like, obviously the season hinges on one player. If that player hits, great, you're in a great spot. If he doesn't hit, you're probably looking at, okay, you'll be, like, middle of the pack because you have some good players. You'll be, like, 12th, 13th pick again next year. And then 2026 would be the year where you, like, actively try to be bad again, and you just got to, like, go again and try to get another quarterback. Like,
but Arch.
You're not going to be bad enough to get Arch. You could trade up, maybe.
Arch. It would be the only thing that could ever make me feel good again if Anthony Richardson doesn't hit. Because, dude, I fucking...
Yeah. Do you think there's a world where the Colts, like, win 3 games next year?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, Anthony Richardson, like, by himself could throw 2 passes in a game and, like, just run it with him and JT every single play. And
plus, I don't know if you've seen this anywhere, but, like, my intel tells me that the Colts should probably draft Tyler Warren. So he can make it
okay, dude, so I heard
no one's talking about it.
So I was listening to here's some ESPN not Ian Rappaport. No, what are some other
Schefter?
Insiders? No. McD?
Don't know.
Yes there is. Dude, help me think.
I'm agreeing. I'm sure
NFL Insiders.
This is good.
This is good podcasting. Dude, you can help me out.
I don't know who this guy is that you're talking about. I know Jordan Schultz, Tom Pelissero.
Jordan Schultz. Oh, that was great. That was a cool story. I mean, dude, sports media is the biggest collection of hardos who think they're more important than the sport themselves of and maybe any other industry. And it really pisses me off. And I thought it was really fun. Todd McShay.
Oh, yeah.
So he was telling me, yeah, me and him were talking.
Yeah.
But he was explaining, though, so, like, the tight ends, Tyler Warren, obvious stud. You, like, if you watch any Penn State game this year, you know immediately he's going to be, it's similar to Flagg at this point in the NBA. Like, he seems like the most surefire hit of all time to be a starting tight end and impactful tight end in the NFL. But they're deep, the tight ends are. There's Loveland. There's
I like Loveland a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the dude before Tyler Warren came along, he was a lot of the mock drafts for the Colts.
There's that dude
So the
on Texas
Colts,
who ran a 4.9 40-yard dash.
did that happen? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, who are the other tight ends?
There's that Fannin dude from Bowling Green who had like 120
I
catches.
saw him block, dude. Did you
Yeah.
see the thing? It just went
Yeah.
straight sideways. I'd rather
The dude
have
from
fucking
Miami.
Luke Lachey from Iowa for that. Yeah, the
There's
Miami
good, there's
dude.
good players.
Not the 9 year vet.
No, don't get him.
That dude was funny. But because there's so many deep players, and there's other positions in this draft that aren't near as deep, but maybe you need I don't know what those are, maybe a safety or whatever, and they aren't as deep. Maybe they want, and you need that position, but you also do need a tight end. On your first round, you hit on that tight end or the safety position where there's not a lot of guys who are in the same tier necessarily. And then as much as you want the Tyler Warren, maybe sit back, wait to see if you can get the Miami dude in the second, or even wait another round. And another passenger train. What's going on? What's going on in Minneapolis? And then wait till like a third round and try and hit on the Phantom, but like, dude, that to me, I don't like. It doesn't move the needle to wait and draft a guy who you need a position out of, and he looks, like I said, so fucking surefire. So I hope we draft Warren, and then we'll probably end up drafting like Malachi Stark. But
I also think
whatever.
there's a few positions where I don't know. Maybe it's just my like fantasy coded brain of like focusing on skill positions, but I always just feel like there's some positions where like the top talent, like, and I definitely feel like tight end is one of those where like the difference is bigger. Like the difference between Tyler Warren and Elijah Arroyo from Miami is probably bigger than just like one round's worth of draft capital. And I think it's hard when coaches are in that position when they're like, oh, we could take Tyler Warren right now, or we could draft an O-tackle and wait and get another guy just almost as good as in second. Like, it's hard in the moment to pass on that guy that you really like if he's the number one player on your board, just because there's depth at that position. So it's why my other take, which we'll be waiting for the hot takes later, but like, there's another player in this draft that I think is going to go a lot higher than people think he's going to go, and that a lot higher than he's being mocked because people are like, oh, the other guys in his position are actually like a lot closer to him. I don't think that's true. So we'll
You talking about Jay Higgins?
Nope.
Luke Lachey?
Nope.
Did you see Luke Lachey getting out there? Oh, he looked good on the block.
Yeah, he was a
block.
dog for me in my Iowa dynasty.
Oh, really? Addison Ostrenga, next up.
All right.
Okay.
Remember the name.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah, the one other thing I want to talk about with one more thing about Cam Ward is like, I don't understand why the Titans would not just pick him.
I don't either.
Unless they just don't like him at all, which is possible, I guess, but seems unlikely. He seems like he's getting like pretty good reviews from most teams.
Yeah, I don't know why they would. There's no way they're gonna play out the. I mean, I guess they will play out the Will Levis experiment. To me, Nashville just seems like such a great place for Mr. Rogers to go
I agree,
chill
100%.
out, and to just go chill out with some of his folks.
I'll take him to some of the Tonks.
Yeah, you'll hit him with the Tonks. I don't know. I maybe that's what they want to do, and they want to. I think they're done with Will Levis, even if they publicly say they're going to give him a shot. Sure, they probably are going to give him a shot, but like, dude, he's so ass. He's so ass.
I feel really confident that Cam Ward is going to go first overall. I don't know which team it's going to be, but I think that either the Titans will pick him or
Yeah, I think the Titans will do a good.
trade
Well, I don't know why I say this because the Titans have been a dumpster fire for a couple years now, but I feel like they will do it the right thing and either draft him at 1 or get some valuable. What would you even trade?
I was looking at like the trade value draft pick chart thing. It seems like we would have to probably trade like a second rounder and a third rounder to move up from 3 to 1, which I'm fine with. Like to get the quarterback, it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're that high on Cam, fine. The same way you're talking about like Cam Ward, it seems like everyone likes him. Dude, what's going on with Shadizi? Who in the NFL media hates this family so much? And this was another interesting thing coming from my guy that I was on the phone with other night, Todd McShay, who I remembered his name right away. He was so I think the way that we understand it as fans is like we see the NFL and we see like the Jerry Jones of the NFL, and it's like, I think honestly, my first reaction to seeing like one scout or GM was like this, he's just so arrogant and blah blah blah. But like we all knew this already. Like we shouldn't be surprised, and that's how we. And then we're just like, yeah, this guy's just like a dumbass, the insider. I mean, but it was how he was explaining it was. That's how we as fans interpret it. But in the circles of these NFL execs and GMs, they don't feel animosity towards Shador or even are surprised by it the same way that we take that quote as. So they come in and they know that, like, Shador, they're probably not going to draft. And Shador knows that. I mean, what, like middle of college football season, didn't Dion be like, yeah, I got like 7 franchising that I'm not letting Travis or Shador go to. And like, if you're one of those 7 franchises, it's a mutual, this isn't going to work out. And they are a little bit surprised, not in the sense that, like, he doesn't want to go there, but he's different. He's a far different prospect than some of these other dudes who haven't been around the NFL their entire lives. So it's different than it is in my head initially of just like some racist Jerry Jones type figure being mad at this like rich, like charismatic, arrogant, like black dude who fucking has been the top prospect for like his entire life and every single thing he's ever done. And I don't even think it's like them hating or anything. It's just Shador doesn't want to play there. They're not necessarily surprised by that. So it's a different type of interview between those two than it would be for any other prospect. Yeah, that's what me and Todd were talking about. Shout out.
I also just think that like this probably happens more than we give it credit for. Like I feel like there's probably like those top quarterbacks every year. I feel like they probably like vocalize these things in these meetings, but because it's Shador and because it's who his dad is, like those things are going to be more publicized for us. It's not going to be like, well, we're never going to hear like, oh, Drake May in his meeting with the commander said he doesn't think he's a good fit for the offense. So he doesn't want them to pick him. Like we're never going to hear that, but we might hear like Shador and Dion say that he will not play for the Browns, something like that, and everyone's going to freak out and be like, but like in reality, I just think that the fans like overrate it, like in terms of how much it matters. Like no NFL team is going to be like, well, we have a red flag on this guy because he said he didn't want to play for this other team. Like, I just think that those things are not going to go into the talent evaluation process when it comes to, especially this position, the most important position in sports. Like, they're not going to pass on a guy for that reason. It's happened before. Like, Eli Manning requested to go to a team. And, like, I'm sure I wasn't around, like, actively when that was happening. But, like, I'm sure people were like, oh, my gosh, this is a red flag for him. But, like, the reality is that, like, because it's Dion, because he's outspoken, because of all these things, because of like I guess the perceived baggage that comes with him, people are a lot more mad about it than they were about like Eli. But like, sorry, but Eli's dad is a lot less famous than Shador's dad, and like, I just think that people. I mean, it's the same thing we talked about for a while. It's like people want any reason to hate Shador, to hate Dion. It's like people just don't like the things that are cool, and I think that that's part of it. It's just people are going to look for every reason to hate on him.
And we've seen it before in different contexts in like the NBA. If you're a top 3 projected pick and you're talking to like the Boston Celtics or I don't know, someone like that who's never going to be a top 3 pick, then like you understand it's a waste of both your guys' times, and like it's a different type of interview than any other prospect. If you are supposed to be a top 3 pick, like what do you care? What does the team care? It's just like different than any other interview, because for those other guys, that interview, it's a job interview. Like, obviously, they're going to say all the right things because they've been preparing for this for their entire fucking life to ace this job interview and get as much money as they can and have these people draft them. But for them, like, it doesn't matter.
Also for a quarterback, like, I feel like it's as much as Cam Ward and Shador interviewing the team as it is them interviewing him. Like, they need to figure out if they're going to be the right fit for each other. Like Cam Ward is not stupid. He knows that like half these first round quarterbacks fail. And so he is looking for something that like is the right fit for him. And they're going to try and figure that out. And so I don't think you should fault him for doing that. Also, like in the NBA, all the time we have these teams that like, oh, blank has a promise from a second round team that they're going to pick him. And so he's not working out for any other team. And no one ever seems to get mad at those things. But for some reason, this is different. I don't know. I just think it's hypocritical. I think it's like just I think it's weird. I don't really care about him forcing his way away from a team at all.
No. Um, this mock draft that I just sent you.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from who? Charles Davis, noted NFL insider.
Yep.
Let's look him up. Let's see how old he is. Charles
Isn't he the guy who
Davis.
does commentary on Madden? Pretty sure.
I think that might be right. Oh, he's from Tennessee.
Shout out.
Where did he go to college? Oh, he played at Tennessee. Undrafted by NFL. Oh, assistant AD for Stanford. That's too bad. He has Shador 1 going to the Titans. No trades. We talked about that. Mock drafts with trades in them are the stupidest thing on earth. And then it has the Browns picking Cam Ward, which a lot of contrary to your pick of you think Cam Ward will be the number 1 off the board. A lot of these mock drafts have Cam Ward at 2.
Makes sense.
And then this is where it's spicy. Well, Shador 1 was already spicy, but Jackson Dart 3 to the Giants. And then Abdul Carter at 4 to the Pats, and then Travis Hunter at 5 to the Jags. Would you want that?
No, I mean not a 3. That would be ridiculous. It's not.
What would you rather draft, Abdul Carter or Travis, if those two
I
were?
would prefer Travis just based on what we have, what we need, and also just like Travis is cool. But this mock draft is interesting because I feel like towards the end of the college season, we saw Cam and Shador 1 and 2 in the mock a lot, and then since the season ended, I feel like that has changed. We haven't seen that as much, and I think right now, I think they're going to go 1 and 2 to some teams. I think that just the value of quarterback is so large and important. The red flags with Abdul Carter's health is definitely something. I think some teams maybe it won't push him down the board, but some teams it might. And I just think that like the opportunity to draft these quarterbacks 1 and 2 is going to be hard to pass up. That's kind of making me want to think about like draft history. When has there been like these quarterbacks? Like how many times has quarterback gone first and second? I actually don't know, but I feel like it happens a lot when there's 2 guys, 2 first-round picks, at least perceived first-round picks. They go 1 and 2. I just think that it's going to happen. I think that in this draft specifically, where there's a lot of teams in the top 7 that need quarterback, it makes sense for whoever needs them to trade up to 1 and 2 or to stick and pick at 1 and 2. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, I think they're going to go 1 and 2.
Do you think they're both going to be good?
No.
Do you think one of them's going to be good?
I mean, I've said I think Cam Ward will be good. I'm not sure about Shador, but yeah, I mean, odds are one of them is decent. If one of them if there was one that like got MVP votes, I would probably put my money on Cam.
But dude, Jared Goff got MVP votes.
Yeah, but like that's good enough.
Yeah.
If you could guarantee me Jared Goff right now, I'd take it.
Mm-hmm. I like Jared Goff a lot. We'll see how Jared Goff does without Ben Johnson. I guess he'll still have like the best O-line in the league, but still.
I do not think Dart's going to go in the first round.
No, but people really like him. People also like that other guy.
Tyler Show?
Yeah, Shuck. What's his deal?
Didn't he just like run super fast and everyone's like obsessed now? I don't know. He was in college for like 7 years. He's going to be 26 when the season starts.
Plus.
Yeah, he ran a 4.63. He ran faster than Caleb Johnson. Thoughts?
He ran faster than Caleb. He ran a 4.36. You said
4.63. I thought didn't Caleb run a 4.67?
Well, I don't know. Caleb, was he noted as having a super fast 40?
Oh no, sorry. Caleb ran a 4.57. Never mind. Yeah, Shuck seems.
I didn't even know Caleb did that.
Yeah, Shuck seems interesting. He'll probably rise up and like go in the second round. I don't know. I'm not that interested in him either, but
I'm more interested in Quinn.
Yeah.
No, dude, the Colts are already gonna draft him. I already know. We love late rounds Texas quarterback. Dude, I think
that Shador, Cam, Dart, and how do you pronounce his name? Shuck?
So I thought it was Shuck, but it cannot possibly be. Whatever.
They'll probably be the first 4 quarterbacks off the board, and then we'll see how it goes after that. But I don't think.
No, I don't think Quinn will. I don't think Quinn will go above the other guy, but I like him as a career backup.
Always
you ever heard?
In second round.
Yeah. Travis Hunter said something. Okay, so this is where. Do you have the quote?
I can find it. But keep
So
going.
he said something along the lines of what he is doing is more impressive than Shohei. Did he say it is as impressive to be a two-way college football player, or did he say compared to a two-way baseball player, or did he say that what he is doing is more impressive than Shohei specifically?
The exact quote was, "Otani is a great player, but you got to
Oh.
do a lot more in football."
Oh, that's all he said?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean,
He said probably me because it's a lot on your body. Because he was asked like, "What's harder, you in football or Otani in baseball?" And he said probably me because it's a lot on your body. What's your take? Do you agree?
well, I think a perfect example of that is Shohei isn't going to be a pitcher in like 3 years. Like,
What do you mean an example of that? That it,
or not an example of that. To Travis's point. I mean, well, or is that to Shohei's point? Because what did Shohei even pitch this year? Well,
nope.
so I don't know. I think it's stupid to ask him this 1 year before he has even done
Right.
either in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that if we're under the assumption that 5 years from now Travis has played 75+% of snaps at corner and receiver and played it at a similar level that he played it at college, I think that it's more impressive that what Travis Hunter is doing. I think that even though there are like a lot of physical similarities to playing receiver and playing corner, and a lot of the instinctual stuff is the same, whereas like pitching and hitting is basically a completely different sport. I just think that the physical ability to do both those things is unmatched. Also, like we've never seen it. Like we have seen Otani before. People did this like 80 years ago. It was 80 years ago. It was a completely different time.
Were they
But,
like MVP level and like
Babe
either?
Ruth,
Was he a good pitcher?
yeah, he's really good.
And he's also like the GOAT.
Right. So like that's pretty impressive. No one's like the close. We're always like, oh, Travis is just like Dion. Dion had like what 50 career catches. Like I think that Travis, if he actually, because it seems he wants to do the two-way thing full time.
Dude,
And,
they
like,
should let him, bro.
if they let him, he's gonna break Dion's catches in a single year. Like he's that good. And so I don't know. I want to see it first, but I'm open to the idea that he's right.
How many
Baseball people
Heisman's
are
does
pissed, though.
Shohei have? Fact check.
The baseball people are pissed though.
Yeah, I know because obviously baseball players. I just call them baseball pizza. Baseball players are and just media. Dude, it's the reason that baseball's dying, bro. You guys gotta lock it in over there.
But don't you think that like let's do this hypothetical, okay? Let's say next year it's a slightly down year for quarterbacks. Travis Hunter plays 90+% of snaps on both sides. He's an all-pro corner and has like a Malik Neighbors season as a receiver. Like he could win MVP.
True.
And
That's the biggest like if.
that's nuts.
That's the biggest if of all time, though. That's
Sure, but like okay, but let's look at them individually. Like it's not that big of a stretch to think that Travis Hunter could put up a rookie of the year type year as a receiver only. If he was receiver only, he's probably the best receiver in the class. He's very similar to Malik Neighbors, like in a lot of ways. I think he could do that. It's also not out of the possibility. I mean, he's the best corner in the class as well. So if he was just playing corner, it's not out of the realm of possibility that he could like be one of the best corners in the league right away. And so if he's doing two ways, as he showed he was able to do in college, I know it's different, but it seems like he wants to do it, and he does that in the pros. Like if he does it for 3 or 4 seasons, he'll probably get MVP in one of them.
So I have a question
Oh, I'm so excited for him.
for Travis. Dude, you know you want Cam, bro. You want Travis. Dude, Travis should be your 1-1, bro. Yes.
I want Travis.
Finally, dude.
I'm good with Ward, but I want Travis.
Who are going to be the quarterbacks next year? Besides Archie.
I think we got Archie. We got Drew Aller from Penn State. We got Nico Iamaleala.
God.
We got
Oh.
Nussmeier. We got Lenore
Well,
Sellers.
dude, I will say, if the Colts are
You'll sell your
bad, I will. Nico especially. I can see myself falling in with Nico. Big
Yeah.
time. Big time. Okay, my question is, would it be more impressive? It's a two-parter. Would it be more impressive if Travis was as good as he is in cornerback and also a good quarterback? And then the second part of that, is that more comparable than what he's doing right now to Shohei? Because it is, but like the pitching is such a specialized position, and the quarterback obviously the most important position in all sports.
If he was a quarterback playing another position, it would not be even a debate.
It'd be more impressive.
Because you could say that I mean, you can make the argument that what Tom Brady did was more impressive than what Shohei did, and he only played quarterback. Or you could argue that Mahomes is better at football than Otani. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're just I think that just because of how important quarterback is, there's an argument because whatever. If you go by WAR, which I'm sure you're really well versed in MLB.
Who's top 5 players in MLB? Are there any pitchers?
No, not
There
right
usually
now.
are though. There usually are.
DeGrom was in there for a while. It's kind of not an off. There's a lot of really good pitchers right
Carousel?
now. Skeens is probably top 10 pitcher, top 10 player.
Top
He
10
could
player.
push for top 5. But he's the only one
Dude,
right
WAR
now.
seems
But yeah.
made up.
Okay, but let's just go with me here. Okay, if Otani is generally worth about, if he has a good season pitching and hitting, he's worth about 10 to 12 WAR. Okay, so if his team wins 100 games, that's 8%. So 8% of the games.
Oh.
So if Travis, if you think that Travis Hunter, essentially the equivalent of his WAR would be, do you think that Travis Hunter adds 3 wins to a team?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a good.
No.
Call.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah, the pitching every 10 games a year out of.
Mahomes definitely worth more than 3 games for his team. So that's why I think that while normally you could be oh, Otani's way better at his sport than Mahomes is at his. I don't actually think that's true, just in terms of value. Mahomes
So you
is worth
think
a lot
it's
more.
not as comparable just because it would make Travis's argument way too OP?
I think it's comparable right now if he plays both ways.
Dude, he's not.
I know.
Dude,
I agree, but
want
also
to. Travis is. Travis, if Travis has no fans left, all right, dude, the dick ride. We got to hop off. All right. Oh, more NFL news. Besides the riveting franchise tag deadline yesterday, I was watching McAfee show at lunch, and we were talking about fucking Chris Smith on the Chiefs, game changer. Wow. DK demanded a trade. Davante Adams is out. Matt Crosby just got paid today, highest paid non QB in the NFL. The Cowboys signed some D guy, defensive line dude, cool. A lot of money, $80 million, I think, 4-year deal. That's a lot of fucking money. Cool. And then they also reworked Dak's contract to make more cap space, which I understand.
and CD's contract.
Oh, which I obviously understand. We don't have to get in all the weeds for all the viewers, / listeners. Start with DK. What happened? How do you feel?
I've always really liked DK. I always felt like he was underutilized. I always feel like when I watch him, he's better than his stats display. So I think that
I
there's
like
a world
DK.
right now where he goes to a team that then it becomes scary. If he goes, I know every time a receiver comes available, but it's if he went to the Chiefs or he went to the Bills, those are really good.
The
fits for him,
Bills. I think he would look so good in the Bills.
And so I'm interested to see where he goes. I think that he still has the best season of his career ahead of him.
Hand up. Question. DK or Debo?
DK, 100%.
Thank you. Okay. I
How
feel like
old is
that's a
he? He's
discussion.
27. I think it was a year ago. Debo had a really bad year, and he's 2 years older.
Dude, you don't think I fucking know this? I dropped him every goddamn year, dude. It fucking sucks.
But you got the Walrus, though, so you're good.
Dude, the Walrus on paper, the biggest draft deal of all time. You guys
I
had
was in.
no receivers, dude.
I was
You had
in.
no receivers. The Walrus, the goat.
But yeah,
What do you
DK
think Darren Waller's at? You think he relapsed? Sorry. That's
You know about the whole thing. He was married to what's her name, right? And then they got divorced.
Kelsey Plum, right?
Yeah, and then they had a whole messy breakup.
You know that video of her with the popcorn?
Yeah.
She is so silly, man. She is so silly. Okay. Yeah, that's D. I agree. Where's he gonna go though? Probably the Chiefs.
Well, I would have said Commanders before they traded for Debo. Honestly, I wonder if they regret a little making that move when they could have waited on DK. But
Is Ayuk gone for the Niners?
no, he'll be back. I don't
Would
know if
the would the Seahawks trade in division?
No, I don't think they traded him to San Francisco. He could go to like.
Wait, who's gonna win the NFC West?
I got
The Niners. Oh yeah, you got them going this. You got them. All right, bro.
I think the Rams
I like the Seahawks.
Getting the Rams a wide receiver too. That's why I think that Davante and DK are both good fits for the Rams. Because
I'm tired of Geno.
What do you think about those guys going to the Rams?
Who?
DK or Adams?
You just told me they're not going to trade in division.
Oh, right.
No,
like Packers. Packers are a good fit for either of them.
Yeah.
I still think DK profiles as like he could be the wide receiver 1 on a good team, whereas Davante is probably more like he should be the wide receiver 2.
Dude, the stupidest Colts fans on earth so angry that we didn't make a play for Debo, and now DK they want us to. Dude, like our receiver group. No, stop it. Our receiver group is fine. They can't catch balls. They can't catch balls, which is a pretty big portion of their job.
I mean,
but dude, we need so much more.
But if the argument is that Anthony Richardson giving him that,
dude,
has to be great. Just think about this. Think about Jonathan Taylor and DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman and Josh Downs and Tyler Warren. All of a sudden, like you're either one or two things happen. Either
that sounds pretty fucking nice without DK. I'd rather get another O-line and a safety or corner. I'd rather get Darius fucking Slay.
It's like 50.
Don't care. Dude, I got with AR as my franchise, I got all the time in the world, man. I got, dude, Joe, he'll probably die like Andrew Luck, 6 years, lacerated kidney, fucking smoked.
I think you'll be getting rid of him long before then.
Dude.
But yeah, the wide receiver roulette is interesting. You kind of feel like the Chiefs will make a move on one of these guys. I think Adams probably makes more sense for them than DK, but after getting embarrassed in the Super Bowl, they're losing Hollywood Brown. It would make sense for them to get one of these guys, at least as a rotational. Maybe it'll just be like Cooper Kupp, but I think that these are players that are still good. Like I think that Davante and DK have juice, whereas I'm not sure Debo has juice left.
Davante was shout out Davante Adams, New York Jet for life, man. You remember that speech he gave?
Yep.
Best speech Aaron Rodgers has ever heard in his life. Fired up the whole franchise. Dude, I saw him, bro.
78 yards a game. Which if he had played 16, that's.
Dude, and also he should be a legend in Nashville. Isn't that who basically gifted the Titans? He went like crazy in the last 3 minutes against the Titans, I think. Yeah, Davante Adams is good. How old is he?
He's pretty old, but
you know what college he went to, right?
Fresno, yeah.
And you know his QB was
Derek Carr. I know these things.
Dude, team up. Imagine them in Vegas, teamed up. I could see it, dude. I could see him in silver and black.
Dude, hear me out. Rodgers goes to back up Jordan Love, and Davante goes back to Green Bay.
I'd rather just do the whole NFC North or / Brett Favre circuit for Rodgers and see him back in Minnesota.
I'm down.
Did we talk about last time how I had to talk some Vikings fans off the cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just disgusting takes from Minnesota fans.
They don't know what it's like to be a really in the trenches franchise like we do.
No. It's so annoying because they obviously are. Like, everyone laughs at them. They were like Cleveland pre-LeBron. And they still talk shit about these other NFC North teams. Like, they talk about the Lions like they own the Lions. My friend showed me, not my friend, my coworker showed me this meme. He's like, check out this meme, and it's Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions having a franchise best year, and then on the bottom it's Sam Darnold and the Vikings just messing around, and it's like, you both have never won anything. What argument? Who are you talking about? They're having a mid-off, literally.
What is the last year that the Vikings won multiple playoff games?
When they won. Was it Case Keenum against the? No, that was one. That was only one game.
1987 was the last time the Vikings won 2 playoff games in one season.
They didn't even go to the Super Bowl in the 2000s?
No, they won in 2000. They won 1 playoff game. In 2004, they won 1, and in 2009, they won 1. Pretty crazy.
Hold on.
Pretty bad franchise.
I'm fact checking you, bro.
I'm looking at it right
They,
now.
I, oh,
Vikings playoff history. But at least they have the Minnesota Miracle, right?
the Raiders versus the Vikings.
When is that?
That was in a Super Bowl. Oh, never mind. Black and white. Abort. That was 77.
Same day as Wilt scoring 100.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got the video of the Raiders. I promise. We got the video of the Raiders.
We got Civil War video. We don't have video of Wilt.
Who else is available? Stafford went back to LA. That was weird. That was a weird little saga. What, dude? You guys were just one piece away. You guys are one piece away.
What everyone's saying.
Oh my god.
Dude, think about it.
Dude, the way you wanna know why it's so stupid? Everyone's talking about Tyron Tracy like he is gonna be like MVP. Dude, stop, bro. Stop.
Higher yards per carry than Saquon Barkley in any of his last 3 years with the Giants. Think about that.
Okay. Last thing about the NFL, dude. The Iowa boys, dude, are gonna be so tough. Caleb Johnson, I don't care if he ran a 4.57 and 40, bro.
Still in on Caleb, for sure.
Dude, game tape. Jay Higgins, I don't care that he can barely get under a 4. Game tape, okay? He's like that, dude. He's like that.
The comparison was, Jack Campbell didn't run that fast. That's true, but Jack Campbell ran like 0.3 faster than him. I don't know. I don't care about 40 that much, but it's kind of it's easy way to meme on him when they run so slow.
Well, I mean, I don't know. This is what always happens with the Iowa dudes, whether it's the O linemen, whether it's the tight ends, whatever. Like they get knocked and then they get drafted way later, and then they end up being like a 5-year captain on their team. Like look up Josie Jewell, bro. Let's look this up. Josie Jewell.
You ran a 4.82. Oh my god.
Josie Jewell?
No, Jay Higgins. Like linemen run faster than that.
Dude. Yeah, you like those Rich Eisen simulation videos? I always watch those. Yeah. Josie Jewell. Are you finding this?
No, I'm looking up the fastest lineman 40-yard dash.
Josie Jewell comp prospect grade 5.9. He ran a 4.82 40.
Good for him.
No, it's not. That's bad. That's what I mean. And then he still was a captain on the Denver Broncos, bro. He's a captain on the Carolina Panthers right now. Like,
you want to know who ran the same 40 time as Jay Higgins?
Tristan Wirfs.
Jared Wilson, who is a offensive lineman from Georgia, who is 90 pounds heavier than him.
Dude, watch the tape.
Stick him at linebacker and see what he does.
Watch the tape.
I'm not going to, but I trust you.
Death taxes, Iowa linebackers, Iowa line, and Iowa tight ends.
But you say that, but like the guy you named is someone that like I've literally never heard of.
Dude, how many linebackers do you know? Not that many.
Giants starter Micah McFadden, Bobby Okereke. I know a lot of linebackers.
Oh, the Bobby Madden legend right there. I had all of his cards. All right, you got anything else, NFL?
No. Max Crosby, good contract.
For the Raiders?
Aiden Hutchinson's about to get so much money, but we'll see how that goes.
Was he going to win Depoy?
Yeah, he had so many sacks. He had 7 sacks in 5 games.
Jesus. You remember when they just straight up lied and said for just Detroit Lions fans' morale that if they make the Super Bowl, he might have a chance? Yeah, dude, I saw his leg. Yeah, come on. All right. College basketball. It's March.
We're locked in.
I don't know. Iowa sucks, so I've barely watched. Drake Bulldogs. Now here's a guy.
I hear this every year.
Well, yeah, that's what you do with mid majors, bro.
You always convince me, and I always pick them, and they always lose.
They've lost like 3 games this year.
That's great. I'm gonna pick them again, and they're gonna lose.
Yeah, me too. I'm having them in the Elite Eight, bro. Duke's gonna win the NCAA tournament, which is a shame.
And then I'll go.
That's all I have.
They're not. They're not going to because no team has ever won the tournament led by a freshman since Carmelo Anthony in 2002, and I don't think that's going to happen now. So we'll see how it goes.
Dude,
I'll just believe it. I've been sticking by that. And as a former almost NCAA,
what other freshmen are there like that?
I mean, like Zion, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, like these were all like insanely good players.
Cat did.
In college,
I
That
saw
team was
Cat,
wasn't
dude.
it the
I
undefeated
saw
team?
Cat. I saw Cat, dude.
Yeah, like these teams, they don't
Not
win.
like that. Well,
And
dude, that
maybe
was
they will.
because they went up against Frank the Tank Kaminsky, bro.
Sam
Final,
Decker.
you know, I was actually at that game in Indianapolis. Did you know that?
You wanna know, can I give you a fun fact about that game? So, besides that, you were there.
And
Heading
Aaron
into that
Rodgers was
tournament,
there. Pretty
great.
cool. I got a yeah,
Couple
cool.
cool guys. So I made a bet with my friend's dad that I was so confident that undefeated Kentucky was going to win the championship that I got Kentucky and he got the field. And I don't remember what he was going to have to do if I won, but because he won, I had to go into in the next baseball game in our season. I had to call time in the batter's box, put my bat on the ground, spit on my hands, rub them together, and smack them on my butt.
That's not that bad.
But I was like 13, so it was like the worst thing I could possibly imagine. So I did that in a middle school baseball game. That was pretty fun.
So, the face of college basketball, John Fanta. You're familiar with his game, right?
Fanta? Did he make the drink?
John Fanta. No, you don't know John Fanta?
No,
Dude, he's give him a Twitter. Sorry, an
What
X
team is he on?
follow. No, he's just an analyst.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's just like this little chubby dude from Cleveland. He's great follow during football season too. He just makes these videos of him in the backyard in Cleveland. Like, this team 365 days ago were in the playoffs, and now I am in misery with the Cleveland Browns. He's good, dude. But then he also gets on Twitter Spaces, and like most recently he was talking about like this Big East Twitter Space, and this guy gets on there and he goes, I think it was like Providence or something. It was like, how to feel to rank Providence higher than your boys down in St. John's for like the first week. And he's like, what? It didn't hurt me one bit. And then he just blocks the dude and he just goes off on him like, do you have a wife? What are you doing in my Twitter? Yeah, all right. That's a little tangent. But the point is, he has Duke and Auburn. He would take them against the field right now. So I blindly trust John Fanta because
They're nasty. But
I don't know. I would hate to be one of them in a 1 seed and have to run into Drake in the second round matchup.
Oh, that'd be tough.
That would suck.
But the only teams that I've watched more than one game of are Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Vanderbilt has beat a lot of good teams. They're actually like good somehow. I don't really even know how. They basically like lost their coach and all their guys transferred, and now they're like all of a sudden good. They'll make the tournament. They'll have sleeper potential. I mean, they upset Tennessee. They beat another top 10 team, if I remember correctly. They're sleepers. Tennessee is not it. I got
So who's gonna win it?
the title.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know even know any of these teams.
you
I
just
know
know
Duke's
it's
gonna
not
win.
Duke.
Not Duke.
Dude,
I
they're
like
so
Bama.
good.
They're pretty good, right?
They just lost to the team you said is worse, Tennessee.
I got Bama. That's my prediction right now. Lock it in.
Okay, you could just say UConn and decent bet somehow.
And I like another team, but you'll get mad, so I won't say it.
Iowa State, they just lost to BYU, brother,
Hey, but I don't care. Like one loss, like it doesn't
home.
knock them out.
Dude, they
It doesn't
don't
knock
lose
them
at
out. It's
home.
one loss. Well, they did.
Dude. Yeah, and they can, bro. This is disgusting. They're not good. They will not make the Elite Eight.
Drake though.
Dude, Drake. They do not want to see Drake. And you know, Drake. It's fun rooting for Drake because you can just point to the coach, who's a first-time coach. You know, so they, so the old coach of Drake, he did such a great job for his like 10 years he was there, whatever. So he's the current West Virginia coach. Okay. And he brought his like star young Honda Accord stuck in the snow. Alert, alert, alert. Honda Accord.
Snow there?
Dude, it snowed like 8 inches last night. I got to work from home. It was nice. But yeah, this dude, and then he brought his star son, and they're like, yo, West Virginia. I guess they're kind of mid, but whatever. But then they brought in this guy from Missouri State, some school in Missouri, D2, and they brought their star best player, this dude named Bennett Sturts. And this dude is going to be the face of the Iowa Hawkeyes basketball program. So that's why it's fun to root for Drake basketball, because you can just say Hawkeye. And then you just live vicariously through the Drake Bulldogs.
You just said the name of so many people.
I have a Ford F-150 stuck That's nuts. All right. What a
Just do a new podcast spin-off, Tales from Lewis's Window.
dude, yeah. The passenger train was crazy. They had like names of the names of the cars were weird too. It was like Topeka.
Mm.
There was a general there. Interesting. Um, what's wrong with St. John's is cool. Rick Pitino,
True.
Italian. He's cool.
True.
UConn, not good. What's going
Are
on?
they bad? Are they
They're
ranked?
ass. No,
Oh,
they lose like
there's some
every other
great
game.
technology.
So that was a question I have. Should Dan Hurley embrace debate? Should he have taken the job at the Lakers?
No, that was not the right job. I think he will go very soon, but he doesn't.
I
I don't
don't.
think he wants to go to that job.
I think
I
he
think
loves being, dude.
Dude,
He,
but at some point you got to start to just you got to taste that money. Like you have to like he has to like sense that like I don't know. I feel
dude,
like
I
you can't
know,
resist
but
it
dude,
forever.
he's in the headlines so much more. Not as
I
think
know,
about that.
but
Think
don't
about
you
the
just
amount of headlines that you get as a head coach. Dude. He blew up against the ref in a random Big East
I
game on
know.
like a Wednesday night, and it was the number one thing they were talking about on like Wild Card Weekend.
I know. I just think that like they I just think he won't resist forever. Like they never resist forever. Those guys like I don't know. Like I guess I'm not like super well versed, but like it seems like the kind of guy like him always goes. Like he just reminds me of like Billy Donovan, right? Where like he's just gonna go eventually.
Dude, but no, he's bro. But I think of him more as a Coach K. Like you have like there's a staple of college basketball, and there's this fiery coach. Not that Coach K was like that, but in the sense of you think of college basketball and you think of the head coach in college basketball, you think of a Danny Hurley or Coach K who has been dominant, who has made their team into a blue blood, and just is like ridiculous and like
Yeah, I mean, I
everyone
guess
hates
there are a
him.
lot of them. Like, there's like Villanova coach. What was his name?
Jay
Uh,
Wright,
Jay Wright. And there's like
Kansas
from
coach
Gonzaga, Kansas. So, like,
Mark
there
Theo.
definitely are guys. I don't know. I think that because of how far he got down the road with the Lakers last year, because it's clear that deep down in him somewhere there is that interest in going to the NBA, or else he wouldn't have gone that far. I just think it's going to happen eventually. That's just what I think.
Dude, I think he just loves this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
We'll see.
Player of the year,
It's just Cooper Flag, right? Or is it someone
Johnny
else?
Broom from Auburn. It's like
Yeah, he's
literally
good. Actually, I know
coin
him
flip.
actually.
He's not that good, dude. Cooper's better.
I gotta
Cooper's
see what the
better.
odds are. Well, obviously,
Who else is gonna be a draft pick?
there's the dude
Who's
from Rutgers. This is what I know a little more about.
oh
There's Ace Bailey and
yeah. That
Dylan
guy's
Harper.
nice. I like
They're
the dude from
interesting.
Maryland too. This center, he's nice.
What's his
He's like a
name?
little fat kid
Oh,
who wears long sleeve.
Derek Queen. Yeah, he's good.
He is good.
But yeah, that Bailey's so interesting because he's like definitely the most polarizing guy in the draft because like he's like got the Kevin Durant build. He's like an insane shot maker, but like he literally doesn't pass ever, and he doesn't
Nice.
really like know what he's doing. He's so young, but like he has very crazy tools. He's like been pretty good on defense. I think I think he's gonna go second. Teams seem to like him a lot, but he has a like negative assist to turnover ratio. Like he literally does not pass the ball, but he can put the ball in the bucket and he plays defense, and I think the teams will like him. So he's my guy so far in early draft season.
All right. All it took to get some real college basketball analysis was talk about the NBA. Awesome. All right. You bring up Kevin Durant. The Suns are dead. The Suns might have one of the bleakest, like, in terms of an experiment that didn't work, even in a little bit. They might have one of the bleakest futures in the next 5 years out of
Yeah,
any team
I mean
in the
the
NBA.
one thing that's like keeping them on the track is like at least like say what you want about Booker, but like Booker was the best player on a team that probably should have won the finals, team that made the finals,
No,
and
they
that
well,
counts for
Giannis had
something.
to get one. Yeah, I
I
agree,
know.
I agree, I agree. I'm just saying they shouldn't have
Okay,
won.
let's go. Like this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna trade Durant in the offseason. They're gonna like they're not gonna trade Booker, but like they're gonna have like
Where's
Booker and a
KD
bunch
gonna
of
go? Dude,
Memphis, Minnesota, San Antonio.
all of those are sick. KD rules. Dude, you know he's shooting like 56% from the field?
Yeah,
What is that? That's
we'll see.
unreal.
I do.
Oh,
Feel like,
Honda Civic stuck in the snow. Red alert, red alert. All right.
don't you think that with Booker though, like they're not gonna just trade Durant for like a bunch of picks and young players. I think they're gonna try and get like a good player in return. who can like complement Booker pretty well. Don't you think?
Yeah, I I don't know.
Like maybe they'll trade him to Miami for Bam or like some I don't know like to the Knicks for Cat. Like I just think that like those types of moves like are
Oh.
more likely where they trade him for like a guy in his late 20s, early 30s who's like because they're not going to tank. They have no picks. They're going to try
AD?
and build around Booker. AD makes sense, yeah, for sure. A guy like that where he's like between like the 10th and 20th best player in the league.
Scoot
He,
Henderson? Scoot, dude, trust. I still got a lot of stock in Scoot. They should have
I
taken
like
him instead of Wemby, bro. I love this. Did you see his workout video? He looks so
remember when that was a
bouncy.
thing for like 2 weeks when Scoot was
Me?
him in that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Well,
was
dude,
fun.
if that's the case, we would have had fucking Julian Newman out there, top 10 pick. What's he doing these days? um, yeah, Suns are fucked. We didn't even have that written down. You just said KD, and I'm always down to talk KD. Uh, you went to a NBA game.
I did. It was very fun. It was probably like the best Knicks game of the season. Um, we got Mitchell Robinson back, which was fun to see his first game in like 9 months. We were down by 10 pretty consistently for the whole game. Like they got so many offensive rebounds, like we couldn't do anything against them. I was talking trash to this old dude sitting next to me who was like 90, had one leg. Um, and we came back at the end. He had one leg. Brunson made a big three. Like it was very Knicks dominant crowd. It was a super fun game, and it was a good environment. I liked the stadium a lot. Memphis was cool. First time I've ever been there. But yeah, it was a great game to go to. I think it was probably first like best or second best Knicks game of the season.
Have you been to the Forum?
No, first time at the Forum.
How far is it from
3
Nashville?
hours.
Did you stay the night?
Yeah, I did. I was supposed to go with a friend, but he like had the flu, so he didn't go. But I stayed by myself and then just drove back in the morning.
Damn, that's
It was a fun
cool.
time.
Is Memphis sketchy? Is it a
Didn't
lie?
feel like it was when I was there. I think it's a lie.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
obviously,
mean,
any city you got the
I'm sure certain
neighborhoods.
parts are, but I don't know. I didn't feel like any different than I felt in Nashville
Well,
when I was
Nashville.
there, and I was only there for like 12 months, 12 hours, so like whatever.
Until you get to the cookout areas, you
Oh,
gotta.
so good.
Um,
All
sounds like
right,
you have to
here's
say something about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dude, it's about
so
fucking time, bro. You're so petty.
my journey with the Cavs is interesting because 2 years ago, the Knicks played the Cavs in the playoffs, and everyone picked the Cavs, and we steamrolled them.
Y'all having a mid off, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm just going through my journey, okay?
Okay.
And now, 2 years later, they have the same starting lineup, and for a long time, because we played the Cavs like in the third game of the season, and we barely lost, and we haven't played them until like last week. So for a while, I was just like, oh, they're just doing this against these teams. Don't know what it's like. Like they don't know how to beat the Cavs. Like we know. Then we played the Cavs, and we got ovaries. Like we got destroyed, and I was like, okay, that was rough.
Wait, is that
But
win against the Grizzlies the best win of your guys' season?
we beat the Grizzlies twice. We beat the Nuggets twice. Um, I mean,
Okay. Sorry.
yeah,
Tangent.
we 0-7 against those three teams.
Okay.
We basically beat everyone else. Like every time we played them.
Just Warriors.
Yeah, we're 40 and we're like 40 and 12 in our game.
Whoa,
Against the,
dude, you
all
were
right.
in the middle of a story. I don't know why you are going off on these tangents.
Okay,
So
anyway,
aggressive.
now the Cavs, I'm pretty scared. I think right now I would probably pick them against Celtics in a series, and you know how much I have been in and on Celtics, but like I think the Cavs are really dangerous.
You would pick them in the series
Maybe yeah.
outright? Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell owns the Celtics. It seems. I think they have the right matchup. Apparently he's averaging like 38 a game against you guys this season in 3 games.
Every star player against us just always gets theirs.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, as an NBA unbiased fan, really hope we get to see that series in the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, I hope Knicks beat the Celtics. Obviously, all that. But like, it would be a sick series to watch. I think it'd go really deep, really high. Like those are, I mean, obviously the 2 best teams in the East, but wherever you want to put the Thunder, it's 2 of the 3 best teams. And I think that like, it's still like when the game slows down in the playoffs, I still am a little worried about the upset potential for the Cavs, just because they're pretty much never going to have the best player in the series that they're playing. Like they're not going to have it against Celtics or the Knicks or the Bucks. So that's like a little worrisome to me. Like in the close games at the end, like you're always going to want to have the opposing team's guy over their best guy. But it's not like Mitchell's a slouch, and those guys have playoff experience now. Like they've been together for a few years. I like their coach, and so I'm interested. I'm more. If you told me either them or the Celtics didn't make the Eastern Conference Finals, I would say the Cavs didn't make it. But I really think that series would be pretty sick.
Who's the worst best player on a championship team of all time?
So, it's a good question. Of all time or like last 20 years?
Well, yeah, last 20 years. Tony Parker, but they had Tim Duncan. I'm just like, this is what AI gave me. Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, so that's like the main example. That's like the perfect example of like the sum of the parts is greater than the whole is greater than the sum of the parts team. Like that's the one that every team goes to. But since then, I mean, you might not want to hear it, but
yeah,
last year's up there, right? Like just thinking about like.
I mean, Tatum is like clearly better than D-Mitch though.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying like, if you think like the last 20 years, like most of the titles were won by either LeBron, Jokic.
Yeah. I guess the question is, where is what is the threshold? Like, is D-Mitch is definitely on the line of the threshold.
Maybe. But, like, that's crazy because, like, right now, like, we would say probably Tatum is what, like, well, let's like in the playoffs last year, we probably thought he was, like, 6th or 7th best player in the league. And if that's, like, if that's the worst guy as the best player on the team that's won a title, that's not where D-Mitch is.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
But Chauncey, like D-Mitch, well, I don't fucking know. Chauncey Billups, I was 2 years old. Like, was he him? I just remember when COVID hit and he did Horse with Trae Young on ESPN and his.
That was fun.
Do you remember Trae Young's hoop? It was like 8 foot tall. It was because they were just playing in their backyards.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. Yeah, I think I'm scared of the Cavs. Were you the 2 seeds last year? The Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Why were they so ass last year, though? Like, they barely beat the Magic.
This is why I have been hesitant. Is I'm just like, this team is not different. I mean,
Mobley took a jump.
Mobley's better. They got DeAndre Hunter, which is good, but, like, those things.
But they were way good before Hunter, yeah.
Those teams shouldn't be the difference between a 45-win team and, like, a 68-win team. So I'm just still, like, I'm hesitant for that reason, but it's hard to ignore it now.
Dude, I just can't believe Boston lost on Friday night.
What did Tatum say? Get that the fuck out of here.
Oh my god. Dude, it's crazy the stuff that you haters pick up on. Like, more than any other player, bro. That is not crazy at all.
It's just cringe. He's always trying to make like a soundbite or a clip, and like it's always.
Yeah.
Copying.
Yeah. He's always No other player is as corny as him. Yeah.
I agree.
I came across this crazy clickbait article from ESPN. What's new? Headline: 22. Well, oh wait, hold on. It says that, but on the website, it's NBA contenders aren't scared of the Thunder. Here's 22 reasons why they should be. Who isn't? They're the number 2 betting favorites in the NBA right now. Like, who isn't scared of the Thunder? Everyone thinks they're coming out of the West. I haven't heard anyone's, like, people are scared of the Lakers now, understandably. I'm probably in that boat. I'm scared of the Lakers more. But people are fucking scared of the Thunder. With that being said.
And I feel like I've heard, like, a couple times in the past week on a podcast, I've heard someone say, like, well, you know, in the playoffs, like, if you can just swarm SGA, get the ball out of his hands, like, who else is going to beat you? I'm like, this is like the MVP of the league. Like, he's gonna get his points. Like, swarming him is not gonna like do the trick to stop the Thunder. Like, I just think that they're being overlooked. I think Jalen Williams is being overlooked. I think Chet is overlooked. They have a really good team. I still think they're gonna win the title. Like, that's my pick right now. Maybe part of that is because I don't know who's gonna win Cavs Celtics, and I feel pretty confident the Thunder are gonna make it out of the West. So like that's a easier answer. But I don't know. Thunder are good, but yeah, that's clickbait as far as it goes.
Yeah. We gotta talk Mavs, bro.
I feel bad for the fans. All you fans listening right now, feel for you.
Yeah, feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
Blessings and wait, what did you say when there's like a school shooting?
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers to y'all. For real. Nico, make sure you got that security detail hot. Okay, just make sure they're ready. Um,
I mean, just think
yeah,
about their last 3 years. They lost Jalen Brunson because they wouldn't give him $50 million. He is now like a top five MVP candidate the last 2 seasons. They traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis got hurt.
we're still gonna see how that plays out.
He's played half of a game, and Kyrie
We're
is now
still
out.
the jury's chill out, dude. The jury's still out. AD might
And
be
now
what they needed.
Luka has basically every game he plays. Luka's better than the last game, and now
Yeah, but
Kyrie's
Luca is
probably
fat, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Smoke Luka.
Yeah, so it's still the jury's still out.
Yeah. Well, don't forget about Christie.
Yeah, he's good. He's really, really good. The Mavs are, yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
up there with the Suns, I'd say, for most bleakest futures because they don't even have a player like Booker who's still in his like
yeah.
early prime.
Well, and the closest thing to that would be AD, and it sounds like he might be shutting himself down for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they're fucked. I don't know what if I was a fan of that team and like, I mean, obviously I was a fan of a worse team for a much longer time, but we didn't have the guy and then get rid of him. Like we just never had the guy, so there was nothing to even latch onto. But like, I mean, the over under for Luka titles was probably like 1.5 for his career, and like instantly right away, like you feel really confident saying the Mavs will not win a title in the next 10 years. Like I would put a lot of money on that, and that's a horrible place to be in. There's almost no other teams that you can say that's with as much certainty.
Um, yeah. Wait, so if AD shut himself down, can he just is he a free agent this offseason?
No, he's got a lot of money left. Kyrie is a free agent though, which is interesting.
Dude, poor
Even
Kyrie too.
Kyrie's about to be
Kyrie was like
33.
low key a little bit of a renaissance too. Like he was so good
Yeah.
all season.
People have been cheering for him. No, Anthony Davis still has a lot. I mean, his new contract starts next year.
Damn.
But yeah,
Um,
Kyrie's 33. He's probably not going to be back to himself physically until he's 35, and then by that point, he's probably in a different phase of his career. So I think the Kyrie 25 plus point per game era is probably over.
That's too bad.
At least they
How,
got PJ Washington.
staying on business. How much? What time is it in the thing? Can you see?
Yeah, it's been hour 7.
Whoa! All right, we're skipping this portion. Let's just talk. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oscars. I don't care. I didn't tune in. I do care. It's also just so lame. I
I
mean,
watched the whole thing.
that's awesome. I heard Conan ruled. Obviously, Conan always
It was
rules. I love.
He was like
Yeah.
very politics avoiding. Like he didn't make like a single political joke like the whole night, which people were not mad or happy about, but they were just interested about. Um,
That's good because like, it would have been the
It was a
same
good- it was a good
tired
broadcast.
political joke you
it
always hear
definitely
about.
seemed like there was not as many like stars there as before. Maybe that's because a lot of stars like didn't do as like Oscar movies this year. Like I don't know, like I'm trying to think like Ryan Gosling or Brad Pitt or Margot Robbie or like Leo or Matt Damon. Like none of them were there, and that feels like a core group of like S-listers in Hollywood. So I was like
Yeah,
a little
that-
surprised to see none of them there. But I guess they didn't have movies that were nominated, so it didn't really matter for them either.
Okay. Wait, who won? Mikey
Who won what?
Madison. I watched the Nora. She's cool.
She was good.
Uncut Gems clears. All due respect.
I gotta watch it again. I didn't like it the first time I saw it, so I gotta tune back
Dude,
in.
it has Kevin Garnett and The Weeknd in
I
it, dude.
know. I know.
And Julia Rose. Is that her name? Kanye's old wife.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
I think it's Julia Rose.
But yeah, I don't know. There's not that much else to say. I mean,
What did
it was
you like it,
entertaining.
Nora? Did you like it, Nora?
I did.
What was
It
your
probably
favorite movie from the year?
not Dude Part 2, but
Me
I feel like I
too.
don't even like. I
Dude,
feel like I
that
don't
and
even
Wicked
like
were
that.
better than Nora, bro. I liked the Nora. Yes, they were, bro.
Wicked was not better than
Why not?
because it just wasn't like it just wasn't. The other movie that I thought the two movies better than Nora were Dune and I'm Still Here. Was that Brazilian movie?
Yeah. Did you see The
extremely
Brutalist?
good. I did.
It wasn't good.
It was good. I probably won't ever think about it again after this conversation, but it was good.
What was the deal with the guy's speech? Was it actually going too long?
was the longest speech in the history of the show. He just set the stage. So he's married to Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife.
That guy is. Oh, he was the one who threw the
Yeah, so
gum.
he gets up, he throws his gun at her.
Oh,
He goes and just
why did he do that?
I don't know. He just seems like a weird guy. I kind of hope that he goes to be irrelevant again because I don't like him very much.
But
And
what
he
was
stole
his
the
speech
Oscar
about?
from Tim. Just about like because like
From
he
who?
won
Oh, Timmy.
he won the Oscar like 20 years ago, and he's kind of been irrelevant since. So he was kind of talking about like finding himself again and like the journey back to relevancy. I just didn't care. He was just yapping.
Timmy's cool and all. You're getting a little bit too cool. All right.
You don't have to zag on everything. You can just be like.
I'm not trying to zag, bro. I like him. I wish I didn't like him because I don't like how much everyone likes him. We can't give people like that everything. I have to do my part and bring someone down like that a little bit down to earth.
Yeah, that's your part. That's why you're here.
I'm doing it for the betterment of society.
Yeah. Helping out a lot.
Wait, so that guy who's married to Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife, we had this debate in the office. Do you think she divorced him because he was an abusive husband to probably her and all the other women that he raped? B, because she found out that he was cheating on her with the woman that he raped? C, something else.
I don't know. Gotta look. Is that information
I think
not
C.
public?
I don't know. It's more fun to just.
She seemed pretty wacko as well. So who knows what she was thinking during.
Well, yeah,
thing.
she was dating.
Yeah.
Like Harvey. Also, okay, last thing. Think about this. All right. In terms of think about this index. This is the same question I posed to my coworkers. There's an index of the best art combined with the worst people. So people like Hitler, who technically did art, they kind of load the scale on one side because obviously he's much worse than most of these other people. Like even like Kanye, like sure Kanye's a Nazi, but he didn't like kill millions of people. But also, what brings Hitler down again is that his art was ass. So Kanye is a pretty good answer. But then there's also. Yeah.
Kanye has migrated into, like, I think until like 2 months ago, Kanye was in wanted box, which is that it was like generally seemed as like fine to be like Kanye is one of my favorite artists, but now I feel like it's not as much.
Yeah,
you wouldn't say that publicly anymore.
Yeah, someone said R. Kelly, but dude, R. Kelly's music's ass. So
I don't listen to him anyway.
Who else did we say? Yeah, Kanye is probably low key the best answer.
It's the best example.
Well, did he? People said, but did he?
Almost did anyway.
Well, yeah, but this is where the question is, and it's kind of the Weinstein question as well. Do you contribute that he produced all this shit? Do you contribute that to him as his art or no? I wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't though, just for the narrative of like I'm not supporting him. I'd probably be like, oh, he didn't have that much to do with that. Like I still like it, you know.
Well, yeah. And then we also talked about whatever. It's stupid. It's a stupid question, but also I wonder there has to be a 1-1.
Yeah, because like in an era where like one, so many celebrities are shitty, and two, like we are so obsessed with celebrities in all different facets of entertainment. Like you should have your own personal line of like this is something that someone could do that makes me like not support them. Like what if someone I really like an athlete I really love did something really bad? Like am I supposed like I feel lucky that like all my favorite athletes seem to be good people, at least publicly. And like what would I do if like I won't name a name, but like what would I do if one of my favorite athletes did something terrible? Like would I start to
OJ? I mean OJ is like the example.
It's hard. Like Ray Rice.
OJ.
Like if I was a Ravens fan, like would I would have been like, oh my gosh, I hope Ray Rice has a bad season. Like probably not.
I mean Deshaun.
Yeah.
We saw Browns fans. They were.
They've been anti from the start. So.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I don't know. John Cena turned heel. Just found out what that meant.
Don't care. Yeah,
it was kind of cool. Me too. I will ask Rock, my best friend on earth. What else happened? Around the Horns getting taken away.
Never watched it. Don't care.
You ever watch PTI though?
Like if it's on at the gym on silent, but No.
Oh no, PTI ruled.
Yeah, I mean it seems cool. I used to watch more MLB Network though than ESPN, like those types of shows, just because like
Who was on there?
I didn't.
Buster Olney, Ken
We had like
Rosenthal,
Chris Rose and like Kevin Millar and stuff like that.
Kevin Millar.
Sox legend. You ever watch
He's,
Intentional Talk? Great MLB show. It was like the best show. They used to interview players and like it was a great
Bill
show
Simmons.
for like
Did
teenagers.
he have a show on there?
Not an MLB, no.
He might have had one on
I think he was on ESPN or TNT.
ESPN.
Yeah.
And then yeah, dude, what the Ringer? Pretty shout out. The Ringer's pretty big now, huh?
Shout out.
Bill, yeah.
Like,
Bill
they're looking
Simmons
for
is
a
cool.
spot.
Bill Simmons is cool to me just because like he straight up was just really into Boston sports and that's all that happened.
But, like,
Why he's
he just has to bring the Celtics into everything. I'm just like, dude, no.
yeah. God forbid. God forbid. Okay. Wednesday. A little preview, dude. Let's talk about the most exciting people to watch in the NBA next week, unless we have something cool. I doubt
And our
it.
top five new age nicknames, maybe.
I can't wait to do my mock draft 6.0 for next week.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna see up until now and next week. I will see 13,000 mock
All right,
drafts.
you got a hot take, or am I gonna
Oh
play mine out?
shit! Give me yours.
My hot take is that Ashton Genti is gonna go top five. I keep
That'd be
seeing him
such a
falling
shitty
down,
pick, bro.
like,
Dude,
uh,
I've seen people. I've seen a bunch of mock drafts with Hampton higher than him.
not gonna happen. He's gonna go top five. That's my prediction. Bijan went 7. Ashton's a
That's
better prospect.
ass.
He
That's
goes high
ass.
as 2. I think the Raiders could. I mean, 6. Raiders are 6. So like I was thinking he'll go top 6. So I think the Raiders are a good spot for him. But yeah,
This isn't that hot, but this is my. I'm gonna say it as a bad take because I hope it's not true. But Jalen Noel and Higgins from Iowa State are both gonna be good wide receivers in the NFL.
oh, okay. That's not what I thought you'd say. That's good. That's good character development for you.
Well, buddy, you ever heard of you ever heard of a jinx, pal? Okay, they're gonna be. They actually are though. They're ready. I don't know. I think they're gonna be good, and it makes me
Yeah,
sad.
they had good combines. People are liking them. They're rising.
At least one of them might go in the first round.
I need to figure out what the difference is between them though, because I don't really know.
Dude, who was the Texas receiver who ran like a 4.6 instead of?
On like I'm gonna break the record.
Dude, but then his teammate his teammate looked so good.
I was like when Grant Williams said, "I'm gonna make both." That
That
was one
was-
of the best moments of all time.
That was against the Cavs. Oh God,
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't foreshadowing.
I'm gonna make both. That's
All
what
right.
Tatum would do.
Dude, Bill Simmons, God forbid he brings Celtics in, but you bring in Jason Tatum Hayden into any situation. All right, dude. I'll see you next week. If we have to talk about the draft combine one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. All right.
We'll loop it in.
All right. Peace out.